and I am excited to share with you some tips and tools about branding. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about that for your business. I'm sure that as a small business and an entrepreneur that you have a logo, and I'm sure it is absolutely stunning and you are very, very proud of it. But my question is to you is, do you know about branding your logo? I'm sure that you've heard about the buzzword and have heard about branding, but the bigger question is, do you have a branding strategy? If you know about branding, do you have a branding strategy? Well, today I want to share with you 3 branding tips that will help you for your business. So here we go. Branding is not just a logo. A brand is what you're known for. Your brand exists only in someone's mind. This is a quote by Forbes, and I think that really kind of helps give you a little bit of different perspective of a brand as opposed to a logo. Many of us have heard about, branding this and branding that. I know it's a big buzzword, but then a lot of people don't really know exactly what it is, and then some people are not really sure about how they can apply that. So, my question is what is branding? What do you know about branding? What do you think about it when you think about branding? And let me give you an example. Nike. Let's use Nike for an example. When I visualize Nike, I immediately think of the swoosh. I immediately see the swoosh on a pair of fabulous, expensive gym shoes. Then I think about, I could see the swoosh on a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, on a pair of fun workout pants. And I know that it's all about being healthy, and there's a sense of quality there, and that it's good for fitness. And then I think about the tagline. And so all of that is incorporating into their brand identity. So I want to share with you our first tip. Tip number 1, remember your brand is what your prospect thinks of when he or she hears your brand name. So that's pretty important when they think about your brand name. So think about the Nike swoosh, and you think about all the things that go with it, and then ultimately you think about the tagline, just do it. And that automatically makes you want to go. It's all about being healthy and about being happy. And Nike has done a fabulous job with branding their business. They have an unbelievable brand awareness, and they've done a great job. Well, think about it. Nike has, I imagine, a huge branding team, and they probably have a branding company that they also use to help them stay focused and to help them in areas that they may need to focus more on, or a new product that they want to launch. So all of this is part of your branding. So let me show you an example to take it a little bit deeper on what a brand and branding design would look like. So you start with your logo, and when you look at your logo, you look at the visual identity. So think about this as if it's an apple. So the logo is the inside. It's where the seeds are, and that's where you start. And so many of us have a great logo, but are you taking it out there and you absolutely, putting it out there for everyone to see in all the different areas that you should be? Like your colors, your typography, which are your fonts, your text, your images, is your logo on all of them? If you are a retail shop, do you have your colors in your store? Are they consistent with your logo? Are they wearing shirts with the brand on it that matches your logo colors? So all of this is part of your authentic, identity, and it's the combination of all of these things that are important and meaningful to you and to your business that creates the brand. So the next layer, which if you think about this as the apple again, it would be your skin, and that's where it all comes together. So these are your values, your personality, the tone in your voice, your customer service, all of that, and many more all incorporate the outer side of it, the outer skin, which ties it all together so that people start to get a very good perception of your brand. So here's tip number 2. I want you to ask yourself a quick question, actually 2 quick questions. What makes me distinctive? What makes your business distinctive? And make a list. Try to challenge yourself to write down 3 to 5 things. And if you were a high achiever, write down more. And then question number 2, how do I communicate this clearly and authentically? How are you clearly stating what your brand is? What words are you using? What keywords are you using that identify you or express who you are or what you want your business to be? And let me show you a few examples of how you can communicate your brand. Okay, so words are great. I actually have a list that I share on my course that is a whole list of words that will express, what you want to emulate in your business. And so these are keywords that you can then use in your post, in your newsletters, in your copy, in your content. Then you can use those same words to interact on your tweets and your updates on your post. So that's all part of it. And then the next thing is your experience. What kind of experience do you want them to have on your website and your presentations? Are they quality? Are they usable? Are you being responsive, and do you have great service for either your service or your product that you offer? That's all part of your brand. And then last but not least is your images, because I'm an image girl. So I want to see something great. It makes me stop and take notice. So if you have a great image and you're posting on Facebook, and then you're adding words and contents that then solidify and help build that brand awareness, that all then helps solidify and helps create the brand that you want and get the awareness to the people so that they are then talking about your brand for you. And ultimately, it all comes down to consistency, right? Being consistent in everything you do, consistently putting it all together. All this stuff works together like a puzzle. And so let me share with you the 3rd tip. Whether you choose a symbol, logo, or font, choose a font style that fits your brand and is clean and easy to read. I can't express this enough. I'm sure all my graphic design friends are all doing the happy dance because this is something you really need to think about. So when you're looking at redefining or redesigning your logo, keep it clean, keep it easy to read, and make sure that you're consistently looking at this. So one of my favorite tips is to share with you is do it in black and white, or ask for your graphic designer to do it in black and white. And then I would also suggest that you want to maybe create a vision board or a Pinterest board, because that will help your graphic designer, or if you're doing it, keep you focused on what you're doing. So that's a great thought you can do. So I'm going to share with you an idea, an example of what a board might look like. And so I'm using my own company as an example here. So I actually have lots of colors, and I would suggest that that's not a typical thing, but there's a reason why I did it. But I do have primary colors, and some colors I use sparingly, but I'm very consistent with my colors. I'm consistent with my patterns. I only use certain font styles, and I try to only use those font styles in anything I do. And then I have it in my social icons. I have it in my images. I'm a quote girl, so I love to share quotes and have that, so I'm consistent with my fonts and my colors there as well. So, these are some things I want to share with you. And so since I'm since quotes are very meaningful to me, I want to share with you a great quote that I think ties it all together in a nice little bow. So this is a quote by Scott Cook. A brand is no longer what we tell the consumer it is. It is what the consumer tells each other it is. So I think that pretty much sets it all for you. So, your brand is what your consumer thinks. It's their perception of who you are and what your business is. And I would highly suggest that maybe you might want to take some action steps. I always try to share this with my students and my clients to share, here's an action step. I want you to create a vision board, or put a Pinterest board together. You can even make it a secret board. Add your colors in there, add quotes that are important to you, add font styles. And if you want to go over to my boards, I have on Creative Biz School on Pinterest, I have actually a board that's just for creative branding. And you can go on there and like it and follow my boards, and you'll get some great ideas. You can see other examples of what some other fabulous branding companies and graphic designers are doing. So put one together for yourself. Let it either be a visual board that you can actually use or you can share with your graphic designer, or you can, if you're able and you can do it yourself and you want to spend the time and invest in it, then do that. It will really, really serve you well. So I hope that you've learned a little bit about some tips on here, and if you want to learn more, please come over to creativebizschool.com. Actually, it's cbizschool.com, and join us over there. And you'll leave a comment below this video about what are some great branding strategies that you have used, or if you've got some tips, or if you have some questions and you want to learn more, leave the comment below and I'll get back to you. I answer every comment that comes in, and make sure that you sign up to join our community. Our community members. I share lots of tools and tips with everyone there first. They're the first one to receive special benefits and services, and when I'm having updates, I also share it there. So I'd love to hear from you. And so make sure that you leave a comment below too. And have a great day, everyone.